What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuning in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
Man, oh man, how's everybody doing tonight, man? We got a brand new episode for everybody. It's here, people, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 100. How we doing tonight, fellas?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Man, I was doing fantastic. My back was out of whack, man. But I don't want to spoil the mood, man. How was it at Disney, man? I was kind of jealous, man. I'm not gonna lie. Those shirts y'all had on was fire, man. I wanted to be part of the family, man.
It's the most magical place in the world, right?
Oh yeah, it definitely is, man.
No, it was good. It was good. It was definitely feels like you're there for like a week, but it feels like a month because there's so much to hit, and you got Disney nickel and diming you all over the place. You buy a ticket, then you got to buy the genie pass to get to the rides that you want to get to without having to wait 4 days in line. But no, it was good. It was good. I think we'll get into some of the food and drink later, but I'd say the Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios kind of take the cake. I know that, the Magic Kingdom's the place, with all the princesses and something for the kids, but I'd say that the rides are better elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Were you disappointed in Epcot or?
Oh no, Epcot was great. I think the problem with Epcot is that there's only like 3 or 4 rides there.
Yeah.
And the lines are just enormous, and so it's like, to me, it's not worth it to get the fast pass to get on. We when we went in, we went right to Soarin', which is a cool kind of tour of the world, like you're flying in a plane kind of deal, but you're like the only passenger, which is really neat. Similar to Avatar, but in looking at real world things, not a fantasy world. So, and then the only other one that the kids wanted to go to was the Frozen, but it was like a 2.5 hour wait, and it was all outside, and it was in the sun. So we're just like,
let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can only take a couple of 2-hour waits in a trip, and the 2-hour wait for Avatar, which was it was good. I don't know if it's worth a 2-hour wait. It's definitely a really cool ride. The area is cool though, which was nice. The problem with Avatar is that they had some rides down, so it was moving kind of slow. So I don't mind a long wait. Like we had a long wait at the Rise of the Resistance in Hollywood Studios, but it moved the whole time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel as bad. Yeah, no, it was, like I said, it was fun, a good time. Kids had fun, and now I'm back. Happy to be back at work from vacation.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, man, when I went to Disney, I had a lot of fun as a kid. Hopefully, the girls enjoyed it. You guys have a ton of pictures. Those are probably the ones that'll last a lifetime. Maybe you guys can make a habit of it, go every few years. So
I think next one is Universal. That's where we want to get to in, maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think as kids get older, they'll enjoy a lot more because it has a lot of the older stuff like Terminator, Harry Potter, Jaws.
Oh yeah.
It has a lot of the older stuff that kids will definitely enjoy. So
yeah, absolutely.
And let's get right into it, man. I mean, we got the NFL making some headlines. NFL appeals the Deshaun Watson decision. Instead of 6 games, now he's getting 11. Thought he would have probably got the whole year, but maybe they decided not to. I wonder if they counted some of the games that he sat out last year. So I'm not hearing as much backlash about the 11 games compared to the 6. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, I think he still kind of got off easy. Personally, I know that the NFL was happy to see him kind of say apologize and whatnot. It seems like that may have been more of a facade than anything, but yeah, I think I still think he got off easy. All things considered, with 30 plus charges against him and whatnot. And I know, again, it all got he never got indicted for anything, and they settled all the suits. But clearly, he wasn't doing, the right thing. So to get off with 11 games after the judge, gave him 6, I think is a win for Watson and the Browns.
Oh yeah, definitely a win for Watson, a win for the Browns. They need something to look forward to this season. Being the roster they have, with that quarterback coming in. He's the one that's supposed to be taking them over the hump. But it's going to be a tough road for him to be out 11 games. I mean, if they're going to have to go, 500 or a little over. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. I mean, they have an easy schedule starting out, but then, that middle of the schedule, they start playing some playoff teams. So if they can finish up at 500, that gives them a better shot when he comes back to get in the playoffs.
Yeah. If they can hang, I think they do have a fairly tough schedule, though. Obviously, playing in the AFC North is tough in its own. You get the Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals. So I don't think anything's gonna be easy for them. But yeah, if they can hang at 500, you just never know when you bring in a guy. I feel like a football team like that is probably hitting their stride around that time. So is that going to be a disruption? You never know, because he's not even allowed to practice, right, until the suspension is out.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been practicing in preseason, so
yeah, sure. But again, like you're going to get into a rhythm when you get to week 11, or actually, I think he's back week 13. So I think you're kind of not punting to next year. You'll see how it goes, but I think that next year's kind of the big year for you as the Browns.
Oh yeah, if they can get in the playoffs and still make some noise this year, that's going to be great for them come next year. It's going to help them fill a spot at that quarterback spot that they've been longing for a very, very long time. So. And then, we had some preseason injuries. I mean, just QB, man, he's out 2 to 4 weeks. Thank goodness it's not anything major. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I mean, I still don't get why these guys just, want to run in the preseason. I know that it's just game speed and it's kind of just natural reaction. But to me, if you're, coaching these guys, you got to be like, hey, if you don't have the throw it away. We're not doing this. Like, this is how you guys this is how people get hurt. And obviously he did. Luckily avoided, anything major. It looks like, the procedure went well. He's already back walking, and he's not been ruled out for week 1 yet. So, not the way you want to start the season, obviously, but at least they avoided anything major.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I just hope it doesn't turn anything serious because, sometimes it could be a nagging injury if he comes back too early and people start targeting that knee. I'm looking forward to see if he pans out as a quarterback. I know you're craving down the side for some Jets football, so hopefully you guys can make some noise this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think we talked about quite a bit. I think there's a good vibe around the team. The coaching staff it seems like they got a handle on things. We'll see. I mean, you never know until you get to the regular season, but I am kind of cautiously optimistic on the season.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens about like week 6 because Giants gonna be in the same boat. Looks like Danny Dimes might get beat out as quarterback. I mean, you can't make this up, man.
It's kind of unbelievable.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just shaking my head, man. Shaking my damn head, man. This is crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if Tyrod Taylor is, obviously better, I want him to play. But in the same boat, I mean, if he's gonna help us win games or possibly get in the playoffs is great. But I'd rather either have it be a playoff team, a top playoff team, or not get in at all because I'd rather have a better draft pick because obviously we're going to need a quarterback.
Yeah, I hear you. I honestly, I do think that Tyrod will probably be fine just because, he's serviceable for a short period of time. And then, I think he'll hit the wall and then be like, what are we doing now?
Yeah, maybe he starts a few games and gets injured, and then Danny Dimes comes in and either makes it or breaks it for his career. Otherwise this is going to be like Josh Rosen bouncing around to different teams or on practice squads. So. Yep,
exactly.
And then since the season's coming upon us, let's make some predictions. We got on the AFC side. Who do you like in the AFC West?
AFC West. I think that obviously the Chargers look solid. They're kind of the big I would say knock against them is they haven't been able to stay healthy. I think the Raiders made some moves there. Obviously the Broncos getting Russell Wilson is an X factor, but I still fall back and until you can knock Patty Mahomes off, I'm taking the Chiefs in the West.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you, man. My second guess would be the Chargers, but I feel like they don't have the full experience yet. They always either start off hot and then they cool off, or they bounce up and down. Kind of like the stock market. So. With Patty Mahomes back there and Andy Reid, they're going to draw up something to win some games, let alone even though their defense is still a little suspect, has gotten better. That's the thing. You got Kelsey and Mahomes, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they got some other weapons now, so they're definitely going to be spreading out the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plans out. Because before, their knock on them last year was that they were always trying to throw the deep ball, right? But now they don't need to throw the deep ball because they got receivers that can go out and catch and run different routes. So I wonder if this makes them, more dangerous, or if it's just they just become an average team offensively.
Yeah. We'll wait and see. I mean, how do you feel about Derek Carr and Devonta Adams over there in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I think their offense would be great, but their defense. That's the main question, right? I feel like there are going to be a lot of games where it's going to be shootouts, and it's going to be one. I feel like Carr is going to make a wrong play, or try to be a shogun. Yeah, I mean, they don't really have an identity really like as a team, right? They're not really like a run it down your throat type of team, control the clock. They're pretty much going to be like a high flying offense. But the thing is that I feel like if you can keep their offense off the field, I mean, it's going to be game over.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then we got the AFC North, just like the AFC West. I mean, I feel like both these divisions are going to be a kind of I don't want to say a coin toss, but it possibly can be, but more so the AFC North. Who you liking in this one?
Ooh, man. I mean, again, like I think for me, you got to unseat the previous champ in the Bengals. I think I like the Bengals. You got another year from Joey Burrow, Jamar Chase connection. They revamped their O-line. Their defense is still solid. So I like them there. I think the Ravens retooled a little bit too. Pittsburgh, obviously. I think they're the wild card. They could be good. Mike Tomlin rarely fields a bad team, but you got Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett situation going on there at quarterback. And then I'm blanking. The Browns. The Browns are, again, like no Watson. You got Brissett for 11 games, maybe. I mean, do they go trade for Jimmy G? I don't know. And so I think if they do make a move for a guy like Garoppolo, I think they could take the division. But yet to be seen. I think, again, they're solid too at all the skill positions. Good defense, obviously. Myles Garrett leading that charge. So I think this is kind of a division that could go any way for me. I think the only one that probably doesn't take it home is Pittsburgh, but I could see the other three teams taking it down.
Oh yeah, like I'm rolling with you on the Bengals as well. Offensively, they're going to be a juggernaut. They pretty much got 3 starting receivers. Then they got a running back in the backfield. And I mean, the only thing is if that offensive line shows up based off the moves they made, it's going to be pretty dangerous for them. The defense is there. They just have to hold it together. Kind of put last year in their back burner and focus on the new season ahead and do the same thing, even though do the same thing they did last year, right? But also don't use that last year hype to hurt what you're trying to do this year.
Exactly.
Then we got the AFC South. I mean, honestly, I'm probably going to roll with the Colts on this one. I don't know. I feel like the Titans' reign is over, and I feel like Tannehill's about to lose a spot this year by the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that outside of having a really good coach and a really good running back, I think losing AJ Brown is going to hurt. I think the defense has struggled in Tennessee, and I do like the Colts. They got something to prove, and they got Matt Ryan in the house, so I think they can be a formidable offense there. You got Johnny Taylor, you got all pros along that whole offensive line. And a really solid defense. Yeah, Pittman. Yep. So they got the weapons, and I think they got a serviceable quarterback this year, which I don't think Carson Wentz was last year. So I do like the Colts in that division as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much going to come down to those two teams. And that's the thing with the Titans. They get to a good spot, and then just things crumble, man. We've seen it last year in the playoffs. Even though they're a little hurt, but I think this year is going to be pretty much the same for them. I mean, they have Derrick Henry coming back, but off an injury, so I don't expect them to have as much as a workload as he did last year. But then on offensive side, they don't have many other targets, so to say. They don't have any like number one receivers or guys that the defense needs to lock in on to stop. So besides Henry, but like I said, we're gonna have to wait and see how they do, man.
Yep, for sure.
My hot take is that Malik Willis is going to replace him as a starter, like week 12.
I'd have to look at his contract situation. I feel like they're locked into him for next year, so I wouldn't be surprised if Malik Willis came on strong. But I still think they try to roll through next year with him.
Yeah, or I feel like the Tannehill injury's coming, and then we get Malik Willis.
Yep.
Then we got the AFC East, the East of the Beast. How you feeling about your Jets, man? You think they could take the division?
I don't think so yet. I need to see a winning season before I can predict the Jets. AFC East win. No, I like the Bills here again. I think that they have something to prove again, right? I mean, they had that amazing game against KC, but still came up short. And I think that they are hungry. They want to win. They want to win it all. They want to get back to the Super Bowl. I'd say this is probably my odds-on favorite to go to the Super Bowl from the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that their team is just really solid from Diggs, and they got, Gabriel Davis came on strong last year, solid O-line, defense, led with Poyer and Hyde in the back, 2 all-pro safeties. So, and then you'll have Tre'Davious White back this year. So I think that Buffalo's is a team to beat. I'm interested to see how the Patriots do. That's kind of actually both Patriots and Dolphins, to be honest. I think the Patriots are kind of they got, again, second-year quarterback and Mac Jones. The coaching staff seems like it's a bit of a disaster, and I don't know what the rest of that team is. So I think that they're kind of and you're never going to be a bad team with Belichick. That's the thing. So I think that it'd be interesting to see how they turn out. And obviously the Tua situation in Miami, I think, again, they loaded up with talent on the offensive side of the ball, getting Tyreek Hill. I'd be interested to see how that all plays out down there as well with the new coach.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, man. Definitely rolling with the Bills on this one, but we got 2 wild cards in the division between the Patriots and the Dolphins. I feel like it's more so the Dolphins, though. I feel like, I don't know if you ever play spades, but kind of like the two of spades and the 2 of diamonds right now in the deck. Because it's just, if Tua pans out, then that's going to be the crazy thing, because they got a great defense, they got weapons on offense. If he can not turn over the ball, and if he can run it down, chuck it down the field, they're going to be a dangerous team to stop.
Yep.
And then let's get to the NFC. I mean, we got let's start with the NFC West, man. You think the Rams going to run it back?
Again, I think it's tough to bet against them. I think Seattle's down. Obviously, they're kind of a mess at quarterback with Russ being gone. 49ers, I think they're kind of a wild card. They got an awesome defense. They got some really good skill players on the offensive side of the ball with Debo, Elijah Mitchell, Brandon Ayuk, and again, solid, I think, on both lines. But, they got a Trey Lance who hasn't played. So I think that's a huge wild card. And then the Cardinals, I think they're notorious for getting off to a hot start, and then Kyler Murray kind of fades at the end of the year.
Yep.
He signed his big contract, and then you're going to have Nuke out for the first 6 games. I don't know, and it's hard. It's hard, again. It's hard for me to go against the Rams and what McVay is. He's kind of a neurotic guy, kind of like that. Similar to that Bill Belichick type, where he's nothing's ever good enough. So I think that. I don't think you're going to see a letdown from them. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Rams out there.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way, man. I feel like the other teams in the division are kind of shaky. And, the Rams have the head coach. They have the quarterback. They got the defense. They're going to get it done on both sides, on all fronts. So they're going to be interested in how much better or how much worse, so to say, they are this year compared to last year. They caught hot at the right time, but they're always in the mix, from year to year in the playoff hunt. So it's going to be interesting to see, once the playoffs start, who they match up against to see if they can get it done for me when it comes to them. Then we got the NFC North. Pretty obvious. It's going to be the Packers. But my hot take is that the Packers are going to be out in the first round.
I'm not. I can't disagree with you there. I think that they've really improved on that defense over the last couple of years. I think the defense is solid. Who the hell is Rodgers going to throw the ball to?
To those receivers, but they dropping it, man. He
That's what I'm saying.
He called them out. I don't think that was the right place to do it, but hey, hopefully somebody takes that to how to put it as a positive criticism, and they turn up their game. So.
Outside of Tanyan, he's got a bunch of scrubs rolling around there.
Yeah, as I said, maybe somebody pops up out of nowhere. But I mean, it's gonna be a long day for the Packers, man. It's gonna be a very long day, man.
Yeah, I mean, this was the whole thing as to, when Rodgers decided he was going to re-sign with them, and then Devontae was gone, a couple days later. Obviously, Rodgers knew about it, but even though he signed back on, it's like who are you going to get to throw the ball to? There was
I don't know, man.
Usually you see another move, and there was no other move. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, there was rumors of Odell trying to go there, but if I'm Odell, I'm not trying to go there. And then we got the AFC South. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Brady runs it back, but I think the Saints are going to give them a run for their money this year.
Yeah, I think if Jameis can stay healthy, can't guard Mike is back. He looks strong in early season here or early preseason here. And I think it just comes down to that defense. I mean, you still got Marshawn Lattimore and company. I think Jameis will be fine on the offensive side of the ball. You got Dennis Allen, so I don't think the offense is gonna change too much. I could definitely see them giving a run. I think the Panthers are an interesting team too down there. I think with Baker, I think again their defense is really good, and can Baker be serviceable for them down there? With McCaffrey and you got Robbie Anderson and some other receivers over there. I think they're an interesting team. Obviously, Tampa is got Brady. I would assume that they take the division, and then Atlanta. I think they're going to be trash.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Well, I hope they're not. I hope they're more trash than the Giants if we have a bad season, because I would like to have a better draft pick than them, and they need a quarterback too. So just one game. And then we got the NFC East.
Cowboys.
I don't know, man. I think we're gonna get a surprise in the Redskins are gonna. Oh, I forgot. The Washington football team is gonna.
Commanders now.
Commanders. Changing the name every season, man. The Washington Commanders are gonna surprise some people and be up there.
No, not with Carson Wentz. Sorry.
I don't know, man. I feel like he's gonna get revenge on the Eagles. I don't know, man. I just feel like he got something to prove, man. But don't get me wrong. I part of me doesn't think he's going to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles, took over the division. But I feel like there's also too much hype for them.
Yeah, I agree.
But also, no team has really ever repeated in the division, so which is like a curse in the NFC East. So I doubt it's going to be the Giants, but I mean, it's going to be a long season for us Giants, man. Yeah. I think Barkley's going to get traded too during the season. So
yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, especially if he gets off to a decent start.
Yeah, man. Just all I can do is shake my head, man. Just in disgust.
I mean, so this is the whole thing about the NFL. It's such a quarterback-driven league that you take a chance on a guy like Danny Dimes, and if he doesn't pan out, you're kind of screwed for 4 years because you took him high, and then you don't want to draft another quarterback high, but do you rebuild your team? Do you trade everyone out, and then you got Saquon sitting there like, what do we do with this guy? It's an issue, and I think the Jets were quick to identify that Darnold wasn't going to be their guy. They cut bait. They went with Zach Wilson. Again, we'll still find out how that plays out, but I think the Giants held on, I think, a little too long here, and now they're in a terrible situation.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely are, man. But I mean, they cleaned house as far as the upper management and brought in a new coaching staff, new GM. So hopefully they can turn it around. But unfortunately, it's not going to be an overnight process. So I have to stick with them for a few years.
It's a multiple year issue now.
Yeah, especially when you need a quarterback.
Yep.
Then on to the NBA. I mean, not too much here. Your boy Durant still trying to get traded. Those rumors came out that he was trying to go to the Pelicans. Pelicans turned down the deal for him for BI. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't blame him. It's gonna be. I think he's gonna have to wait till the trade deadline to go, man.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems like one of those guys that just won't play. If he's not the right situation. You're not going to get a good return for him. You're not going to get the return that the Nets want. I think the Nets are just unrealistic about what they're going to get back. And again, same thing. They said today about Kyrie. They're not going to trade him for just picks and stuff. So they don't want to blow it up, but I don't think they have many options to get in return.
Yeah, but like I said, man, I think you got to take those picks, man. I mean, if you take Kyrie or Durant off that team, I mean, you still got a playoff team. I mean, you still got some decent pieces. I mean, if you imagine you had, a potential playoff team, even if it's a 7-8 team, and you're bringing in, you're farming in fresh, top of the line, lottery picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think that can help take you over the top quicker than sooner. Because then you got the kind of what OKC had, where they had like the young guns and they had some veterans on the team and they got to the finals. But I mean, but you also have to hit on the draft pick, so it's a twofold, situation.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just I think that I think they want to try to win now and they want to get players in return. And I think that you're right. I think you got to get some sort of combination of picks and maybe tier 2 type players.
Can't win now. The way that team is constructed, the coaching staff, it's just too many variables on that team. I mean, Kyrie doesn't play all the games. I mean, Ben Simmons, is he going to shoot? Is he going to play? Like, I don't know, man. But not my team, so
right.
They can do whatever they want over there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had your boy LeBron. He re-signed, re-up on the deal. Looks like he's staying in LA, man. Probably gonna finish out there.
Yep, that's what it looks like. Yep, he signed basically it's a 3-year, $111 million deal to close it out. So I think you got 2 in 97. No, sorry, he can get up to 111 in the last 2 years in incentives. So it pushed his guaranteed money to I forget $540 million for his career. Yeah, it seems like this is it for him.
Yep, and now the ball's in the Lakers' court to see what they can put around them to try to win it. So
exactly.
Let's see if they move Anthony Davis or Westbrook or not.
Yep.
NBA released the schedules. I mean, opening day we're gonna have Philly versus Boston at 7:30. How you feeling about that game?
Love it.
You think it's gonna be an easy?
I mean, nothing's easy. Nothing's easy, but give me Philly any day of the week. They turn into a puddle.
I don't know, man. I'm interested to see how they pan out. They got your boy PJ on there. James Harden took less money. I don't know, man. Maybe he's buying in. I don't know, man. You have to wait and see what they do over there. But if Embiid is healthy, they're gonna be a tough out. But James Harden's also gonna have to show up, and those other role players. So. Then on the other side, I mean, NBA just rubbing it in LeBron's face. They got Golden State versus the Lakers at 10. And I think Golden State is going to receive their rings that night too. So, just rubbing it in LeBron's face. I thought that was a subliminal, hilarious little thing going on right there.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
I don't know if they were trying to predict the Lakers versus Golden State in the West Finals. It's it's going to be interesting to see how Golden State looks coming back, off the championship. If they stay high or they start off slow. And then the Lakers, man. I mean, so many questions, more so outside of LeBron. The new head coach, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis. I don't even know who else is on that team. And, basically all those role players, kind of see what kind of product they're going to put on the floor.
Yeah, I think you're right. I just think this is again going to be a Golden State Phoenix thing this year. I think that Phoenix is going to make another run at it with Chris Paul and company, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, good opening night. I love shoving it in LeBron's face day one. So we'll see how we'll see what the preview looks like when we get to that point.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's going to be about those matchups, how people seed out. So, but I mean, you want to be at the in the best position to be between that top 1 to 5 range or 1 to 4 range, West or the East, to give you a better fighting chance to get out of the your division to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Then they also announced the Christmas Day games. I mean, we got Philly versus the Knicks. I'm surprised Knicks still getting the Christmas Day game, but hey, I'll take it. I'll watch that game. Then we got the Lakers and Mavericks. Kind of an odd matchup, but hey, I'll probably check that one out too. Then we got the Bucks and the Celtics. I know you're excited about that. A rematch with Giannis. See a full Bucks team. See how you guys fare against them. Mm-hmm. And then Grizzlies versus the Warriors. That's going to be a good one because Draymond's going to be talking trash, and the Grizzlies players don't really like him. Then they got the Suns and the Nuggets. I'm not gonna lie, probably gonna cut that one off after that. The Grizzlies and the Warriors game, man.
Hey, if you can make it that far, then good for you.
Yeah, man. Well, I feel like the first game was at 12, then 3:30, then 6, 8, and then 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like that last game is just like a throwaway game. They either put two teams people don't really watch too often, but Oh yeah, I'll probably be done after the Grizzlies Warriors game.
Yeah.
Oh, I told you about the N1 documentary coming out on Netflix,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that fares versus the 30 for 30 ESPN one ad. And then on to MLB. I mean, Yankees are still struggling. Now we're almost 3 games back from the Astros, and we gotta get it together, man.
Yeah, they need to find it. I was hoping that they get a spark from the Donaldson Grand Slam last night, but they're losing here again. They're just, I feel like when they fall apart, it all goes. It's not like it's the pitching or the hitting. It's all at one time. The pitching goes, the hitting goes. So I think that they pulled up a couple guys from AAA to hopefully get them a spark, and they just the pitching needs to turn around. So we'll give it a little bit longer. They've built themselves a nice lead, but I think they need to figure out what's going on and see if they can get things back on track here before we get to September.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll fall too far behind and like drop from the second place, But I mean, you want to have some momentum going into the playoffs. You don't want to be just like dragging your leg in there because teams are coming in hot. So I just hope they turn it around in time to get some momentum, so we don't get bounced out the first round.
That's what I'm saying. You need to take the next 2 weeks and figure out what's going on. Get everyone back on the same page. It doesn't seem like they're not like down on themselves or anything. They're just not playing well.
Yeah.
So
it's like a funk, like a little funk.
It's weird,
man.
yeah. So yeah, I think like you're right. I think you got to have this thing figured out a week, when you get into September, so that you're not coming in cold and the Astros don't come and take you out right away. Where whoever the hot team is coming out of the wild card bounces you early.
Yeah, because you think about it, if you don't come in hot, then you're pretty much sitting cold, and then these wild card teams are playing before you. I mean, you're getting a few days off, but it doesn't. You're gonna be rusty. And I mean, these teams are hot in the mix, ready to make their run. So, like we said, man, they just got to figure it out before September. Then we got on the other side, I mean, we got the Dodgers still doing what they're doing, best team in baseball right now. It's not really seeing much of a change. I mean, the Braves are up there. It's interesting to see how this all plays out on the NL side. Yeah,
I mean, the Dodgers just came off a 12-game winning streak. They're really just crushing teams. And then, like you said, you got the Braves and Mets both playing well in the East. And then the Padres are kind of an interesting team because they went out, obviously made the Soto deal. Tatis comes out with a suspension. He's done for the year and into next year. So does that put a kind of a sour note on the team, or how do they handle that? But yeah, I think they pushed their chips in, and so I think they expect to make the playoffs there. Obviously, that they're probably going to be, if they're in as a wild card, behind the Dodgers, and then the Cardinals are playing well there in the Central. So I think it's I still think it's a Dodgers Braves NLCS, but I think we'll see how they all do. See how it all plays out here.
Yeah, man. What happened to the Angels, man? They fall off the earth. Man. Yeah. The best player in baseball still not in playoffs, man. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
And it's our time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so like I promised last week, we did do the Epcot. We went around the world. I ate as much food and as I could from each place, and had a beverage from each place as well. I'll give you my top 3. I'd say we kicked it off with Ireland and their bangers and mash. I'd say probably come in third on my list. That they were fantastic. They had a little mashed potatoes with a little onion gravy, dark brown onion gravy, and then a couple little bangers on top. Really outstanding. And then at number 2, I'll probably throw the Italy, the gnocchi with mushrooms. That was they had a cream sauce. Really fantastic. It was really well done. very creamy, light. Was really good. And then at number 1, interesting enough, I would put the falafel from Morocco. It was unbelievable. And I do like falafel, but this one was really good. They had a nice sauce on there. Just really outstanding. So highly recommend that if you find Morocco. There's some other hidden gems. I think there's a beef in Kenya, I believe it was really good, like a beef curry that was tasty. And then obviously in Greece the gyro was really good too. So a couple honorable mentions there.
Oh man, that sounds great. Almost made me salivate, man.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, it's great because like they have like miniature little plates, so you can get like you don't have to spend $10-12 on everything. So it's like a $5 gyro, which me and Michelle would then split, and then each get a beer or something. So it was good though. It was really good.
Yeah, man, you can't go wrong with that. I like to anytime I go on vacation, I like after I try out a bunch of different spots on the last day, I'll try to get like my favorite thing from whatever place I went to, and then just sit up in a hotel, chill, and eat it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't blame you.
And then what's the drink for the week?
So the drink they have, and we're going to Germany on this one. They had I think it's Schofferhofer. I don't know if I pronounced that right or not. They do a lot of kind of like fruitier beers, but they had it was a grapefruit shandy, I think, and it was really good. It was it was a hot day. It was really refreshing, light, fruity, just really good. I think it's probably like around a 4.5% or something like that, but I thought that was probably the best beer we had on the trip there, and I'd probably give it a 7.8.
Oh, that's pretty good, man.
It was solid.
That's a above average, solid. That's almost a go-to right there. A nice little go-to. Yeah,
it was very good.
And did you see any other like beer spots while you were down there?
Outside of Disney?
Yeah.
We didn't really hit anything up. No, I didn't. We didn't. We spent most of our time in the parks. Then we weren't in the park. We were, staying local. I think I gave you the one that we got from Cigar City. We ended up getting another 4-pack of that last week. But other than that, no, it was really kind of low key.
Okay. Interested to see if what other new stuff you discover now that you're back home.
Yeah. Now I got to go out and start searching.
Yep. And that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then for the BRRs, not too much to cover here. I mean, as far as like new stuff, finished up Sandman. I mean, it's okay. I kind of was watching it like, what the hell am I watching? I thought it would be, I guess what I thought it would be is not how it turned out. Mm-hmm. I expected to be a lot more gory, battling, nightmare stuff, versus, dream type stuff, but kind of slow rolled pretty much the whole show. And it wasn't really any fighting, so to say. It's kind of like a lot of talking. I felt like you get more fighting than Harry Potter. Like, it wasn't like any battles. Like, there's one part where he fights the devil, and it's not really a fight. It's like weird. They're playing like, I would say it's not really like rock, paper, scissors, but like, you remember as a kid when you used to do rock, paper, scissors, and then like people would be like, oh, a gun, or like the ocean.
Yeah.
Like They were doing that. It was like, what? Okay. Like one was like, oh, I'm a beast, or and then one was like, I'm a snake. Then the other was like, I'm a bird. And then one was like, I'm death. And the other one was like, I'm hope. And then he won. So what the fuck? But it was kind of those things like, what am I watching, man? But I was like so far in, I was like, I'm gonna just finish this thing out, man. See what all the hype is about. But it's definitely something you can skip. Wasn't really not something I'm gonna recommend. But I mean, if you have time and you like, maybe if you're a fan of it, you want to watch it. But it's a skip for me. Then I watched Severance. That was pretty good. Got a little confused about the ending, but Tom cleared it up for me. Definitely looking forward to seeing how the show pans out in the next season. But I think it's actually a remake of a show from they did like in the 50s or 70s or something like that. Because when I looked it up, a bunch of different ones came up for it. So, but it was definitely a good show. Definitely want to check out. Has some funny moments in it. It's kind of like Lost meets The Office. So They have some funny moments, like, people in the office telling jokes. Some things are going on. I wouldn't say jokes, but like, it's some dark humor stuff going on in the office. And then also has that lost feel, like, when they're like pushing the buttons on the little underground dungeon thing. That's kind of what they're doing in the office. But you kind of really understand what it's for. And there's just a lot going. I won't say a lot going on, but I definitely want to be paying attention to it. But it's definitely a good show, something you could watch. I felt like it was pretty quick. It was on like 9 or 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like you could probably get it done in a day or two. So
okay,
if you like buckle down, but
yeah.
Then I checked out the first episode of She-Hulk. I liked it, man. It's pretty good.
Is it? It looks good.
Yeah. I mean, you get the Hulk, and you can't go wrong with the Hulk, man. They have like some little sparring between her and the Hulk, which is kind of cool. They haven't really gotten to the full story yet. The first episode they give you like the backstory of what happened there, which is good. So it's not like they sometimes you watch a show in the beginning and you already know how she becomes She-Hulk, so to say. They did a little different take on it, but it was kind of like sped up. So you kind of see how it happened quickly. And then the aftermath of her, like he's trying to train her basically in the first episode, so she can understand how to use the powers. And then it looks like after the first episode, they're pretty much going to get into it as her role as being a lawyer, trying to help superheroes or villains in the court of law, and then also kicking some butt out there on the hero front. So.
Mm-hmm.
But Disney's doing their thing, man. They know what they're doing. They're gonna have this. They're gonna have Daredevil come back. I think they're bringing back Luke Cage and then some other shows. So they're gonna have a wider variety of shows on Disney, because they actually just passed Netflix, and I think in subscription. So it's gonna be interesting. Once all this Marvel stuff comes out.
Oh, for sure.
And then did you get to see Prey yet?
I didn't. No.
Oh, okay. And then we got House of the Dragons coming this Sunday.
Oh yeah.
How excited are you for that?
Very excited. I think it's gonna be awesome. It's I think for me it'll probably take a couple of episodes to really get back into it, but it'll be good to see some of the same the characters we've heard about that come to life, and just see how everything played out with the dragons and in Westeros and all that. So excited for that. How about you?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited, man. Looking forward to seeing some dragon battles. But I feel like I need to brush up on my Game of Thrones families, because I feel like when they start mentioning names, you're gonna be forgetting like, oh, this is the father of
Stark or something like that.
Yeah, like something like that, or like the uncle of this person.
They should just have that like always running on the side of the screen, like. When they say a name, like, this is who that is. He's related to this guy and this guy. He birthed this child.
Like a family tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be great. But they have these like hardcore fans that they'll put the episode recap on YouTube and they'll give you the breakdown. So I always check out a few of those just as a refresher after I watch it to make sure I know who's who. So. Yep,
for sure.
And then just the regular shows and continue watching. Rap shit is great. If you like Insecure, you'll love this show. I think that's really it. You got Love Island. You haven't started that yet, but if you get a chance, definitely check that out. If you're looking for some reality TV show stuff to watch.
We watched. I told you, watch the show Keep Breathing. Interesting show. I think the lead character is really good. So it's basically about a woman who gets on basically has a flight canceled, and she begs this guy driving a private jet to fly her, and he takes her, and they end up crashing the plane, and she has to survive. And then you kind of go back and forth between currently being surviving out in the wilderness and her the life that she came from. I think it was short. It was six episodes, and they were shorter episodes. I think if they go into a season 2, hopefully that there's more, you get more answers and things like that. But I think it was off to a good start. It just, for me, it ended too quickly.
Oh, okay.
So I think if I'd wait to see if there's a season 2 before watching it personally. But it was a decent start for sure.
Okay. Maybe it was one of those shows I was attended for one season, but it kind of got good ratings, and people kind of like, remember Center was supposed to be like a limited series, and then all of a sudden turned to like a 4 series show. So maybe it all turned out like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then almost done with season 1 of The Bear. It's been really good.
Yeah, just wait till you see the ending. I'm gonna give it away.
Yeah, so far it's been really good. That cousin, man, he is a freaking dipshit. It's unbelievable. the fact that they let that guy anywhere near a restaurant is beyond me.
No, you know what's funny though? The other guy that fixes stuff and he's like trying to get a job there. He's like, I can do anything, man.
But no, so far so good. Really enjoy it. Obviously, like the main character, liked him in
Shameless.
Shameless. I was shocked to see what's his face, Oliver Platt, in there. That was interesting. That was cool. And I've enjoyed it. It's been good.
Yeah, man, good show. I say he plays good with like trauma.
He does.
Like characters with trauma, man. It makes it feel like that's really him in real life. Yeah. Which is great. But I mean, overall, it's a good show. Quick, like episodes aren't too long. Everything goes by quick. You know, eat good pace on the show as far as like the plot and what's going on. So definitely looking forward to the next season of that as well.
Yep, absolutely.
And then I think that's it, man.
That's it.
What up? It's Tom, one of the OGs of the Sports Sidebar podcast. I want to say congratulations to my boys, Richard and JD, on 100 episodes, keeping the flame burning all this time and giving us great sports, pop culture, movies talk. Even though I never agree with the BRR, I'm a big fan and happy to see this team still going strong. So congratulations again, guys. Keep it going. Nothing but love from the OG Tom.
Hundreds of episodes, a wrap. Appreciate everybody out there listening. Appreciate you rocking out with me for 100 episodes.
And right back at you, Rich.
And some extra content here and there. Looking forward to what else is to come.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Until next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.